Okay, this lecture is on the three principal parts of a verb. Now, the principal parts are not exactly the same as what we call tenses in a verb. We'll be talking about tenses in the next few days. Tense is time for verbs, okay? And that we will be discussing. But the principal parts are a little bit different. In the principal parts, there are three, as I said. We have present, past, and past participle. So present is today, obviously, okay? And I have picked what we call an irregular verb here, okay? Irregular verbs are verbs that do not form their past and past participle forms by adding D or ED. They do it some other way, okay? There is a huge chart of irregular verbs in your book in this lesson, okay, before you do the exercises. So look at those, please. And refer to those as you do the exercises and you need to. There are a few on one of the exercises I know that you will need to refer to that chart if you're not sure. All right, so an irregular verb does not form its past or past participle by adding D or ED. One of those verbs is teach. The present form is teach. I teach. She teaches. Okay? They teach. But past is taught, not teached. Okay? Nobody teached anything yesterday. They taught. And then what we call past participle is the form that uses a helping verb, any helping verb with it, okay? And this one is often different, especially, well, with irregular verbs, it's often different. If you have what we call a regular verb, which again forms the past or past participle by adding D or ED, then your past and past participle are going to look the same for regular verbs. You're just going to have a helping verb with them. But the irregular verbs sometimes form your past and past participle differently from each other, like they'll be completely different. Okay? So the past participle uses a helping verb. Were taught, have taught, anything like that. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, here is another irregular verb that does not form the past and the past participle by adding D or ED. So the present form is go. Today I go, or she goes, or they go. Past, we went, or I went, or she went. And then past participle, notice there's all three of these are different. This is an irregular verb, okay? Past participle is have gone. Okay, so today I go, yesterday I went, I have gone there before. One more slide. This actually has two what we call regular verbs, okay, that form their past and their past participle by just adding D or ED, okay? The word talk, for instance. Today I talk, or she talks, or they talk. Yesterday, they or we or I talked, past, and past participle, we have talked about that many times before. All right, and then we have present, and this is another regular verb that just adds ED to the present to form the past and the past participle. Attack, today I attack. Yesterday I attacked. I have attacked them many times before, okay? There is some valuable information in your book on this section, especially that chart. And then they also list some verbs on page 55 above the chart. Make sure you look at those. Have a blessed day. Message me if you need to.